Ladies and gentlemen, this here is another edition of NWA Wrestling Revolution Ringside Series, the series of ringside action. And tonight we got ourselves a tag team match, as it is Jim Justice, your South Texas champion, and the bounty hunter Pete Paine, going up against the Guardian of Darkness, Ray Knyte, and your Grand Warrior, Matt Riot. And Riot taking control of the beginning portions of this matchup. Modified swinging neckbreaker, followed by a standing shooting star press for the cover, but no, Riot breaks the cover. I don't think that's a smart decision on Riot's part. Now, I know he's the Grand Warrior, but when it comes to a veteran like Jim Justice, you're going to want to have to finish him off the first chance you get. And speaking of great agility, nice standing moonsault by the Guardian of Darkness. Now, this was originally supposed to be a South Texas title match between Jim and Ray, but thanks to the involvement of the bounty hunter Pete Paine, that matchup did not happen. And there you see Ray trying to go for the Knight Rider, but Jim follows that with a knee clip, followed by a modified atomic drop. And now it's the bounty hunter Pete Paine with a clothesline. That's the legal man with the Guardian of Darkness. And Paine taking Riot out of the equation, even if it is for a brief, short period of time. He's out of the equation nonetheless. And now Pete doing what he does best, and that is use the power game to his advantage. There you see a big suplex by the big bad bounty hunter. Now these two had a great matchup last week, as it was Ray and Pete one-on-one for the #1 contendership for the South Texas title. So that meant that we almost had Pete Paine as the #1 contender. Now, I couldn't help but notice that during the beginning of the matchup, as the matchup was getting underway, there you see another suplex by the bounty hunter, that we saw maybe a little bit of an argument between Jim and Pete. And there you see a cover. One, no, not even a 2 count. Now, as I was saying, I couldn't help but notice maybe an argument between Jim and Pete to see who was going to be the one to start this matchup against Matt Riot. Or I perceived it as an argument. I don't know what Jim and Pete would tell you. And now Jim egging Riot on. Riot trying to, or should I say Jim is trying to get inside the head of our Grand Warrior. And there you see a suplex of his own, courtesy of Jim Justice. And Ray is still feeling the effects of that attack between Jim Justice and Pete Paine from earlier. And now Jim and Pete playing this one very, very, very intelligently. They want to try to keep Ray on their side of the ring, and they don't want to get Ray a chance to get to his corner and make that tag to Riot. And speaking of your Grand Warrior, I'm pretty sure he's got a lot on his mind, most specifically Richard Reason. Because earlier, Richard Reason defeated the juicy Danny Ramones to become the new #1 contender for Riot's Grand Warrior title. And so, with an opponent that, oh, and there you see a nice drop kick by Ray Knyte. Now this is Knight's opportunity. He's got to get to that corner. But Pete comes back with a drop kick of his own. Now, we talked about the agility of the big Ray Knyte. Now, when it comes to agility from big men, don't discredit Pete Paine. There you see a DDT from the bounty hunter. Now he's going to go for a cover. There he goes. 1, 2, and a kick out. Now, as I was mentioning, Matt Riot got a lot to think about, especially Richard Reason, since Reason defeated the juicy Danny Ramones earlier to become the new #1 contender. And with an opponent like Richard Reason, an opponent that Riot has never faced before, you can assure that Riot has got Reason on his mind. But if that is the case, then he's going to have to put that thought away for another time, because his brother Ray Knyte is in serious danger. And there you see a nice Samoan drop by Ray Knyte. Now he's got to get to that corner and make that tag. Ray now inching towards his corner. There you see the tag is made. Here comes Matt Riot. But Dave is... Oh, you know what happened? Pete Paine got into the ring, and as Dave was trying to get Pete back into the corner, his back was turned, and he did not see that tag. So now Ray is still the legal man, and he's still getting punished by Jim Justice and Pete Paine. There's your tag, and now Dave saw that one. Now Pete is the legal man. I mean, Ray is one of the toughest warriors in the NWA Wrestling Revolution, but I don't know how much more punishment that he can take from these two, especially from Pete Paine. I mean, if Pete continues to dish out this kind of punishment, it will signal the end for the Guardian of Darkness, our Grand Warrior, and it will signal the end of this matchup. Now, in terms of victories, in my opinion, I think Ray Knyte really needs this victory more than ever, because that way it gives him momentum and it gives him a reason to continue to fight for that South Texas Championship. However, it would be a big feather in the cap of Jim Justice and Pete Paine, especially Pete Paine, if he were to get the victory here. Especially if Pete were to get the victory on Matt Riot. Because right now Matt Riot is the Grand Warrior. And with Pete trying to vie contention for the South Texas title, and for him to gain a victory on the Grand Warrior, and there you see a spike DDT by Ray Knyte. I think that one hurt Jim's neck. All right, once again, Ray inching towards the corner, but Jim wisely pulls him back into his own corner, tags in the Bounty Hunter, and the Bounty Hunter comes in with an elbow drop. Now Pete Paine continues to work on that lower back. Big splash by the Bounty Hunter, but only gets a 2 count. We got a scoop and a slam by the Bounty Hunter, and that one took Pete off his feet. And now Pete sizing up the Guardian of Darkness knee drop. And now Jim and Pete making frequent tags during this matchup. And that's another big key to victory, making those frequent tags, keeping each guy fresh. Nice fireman's carry roll by Jim Justice, and at the same time forearming the Grand Warrior out of his corner. And looks like Jim's signaling for the Justice, it looks like. But no, Ray fights out of it. And there you see the Nightwing executed by Mr. Knight. And now this is Ray's opportunity. He's either gotta go for the cover or get that tag to Matt Riot. Now Ray's trying to figure out where he's at. There you go, he's got it. There's the tag. Here comes your Grand Warrior. Elbow drop by Riot. We got some stomps. Super kick to Pete Paine. A little vengeance there by your Grand Warrior. And Matt Riot like a time bomb. Taking it to both the South Texas champion and the bounty hunter. And Matt Riot dishing out his own version of a super kick party here in this matchup. And as Pete is trying to gain the upper hand here, Riot's not having any of it. And the Eradicator by Ray Knyte. And now Ray and Riot trying to get the crowd. Both men going up to the top. What's going on here? And a simultaneous Christ Air and Shooting Star Press. And it's over. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Guardian of Darkness, Ray Knyte, and the Grand Warrior, Matt Riot, get the win here in this tag team matchup. Alright folks, thank you for joining us here at Ringside Series. This is Jeremy Medrano, and we'll see you next time.
This is Raymond Rowe from Ring of Honor, and I want you to come out to the historic Cena El Rey every Friday night to catch NWA Wrestling Revolution.